Are you serious? Are you serious? A ton of breaking news taking place everywhere. And but I want to focus on right this moment, and that's Hurricane Henri, Henri or Henri. There it is, Hurricane Henri, that has just now smashed into the landfall, hitting Rhode Island first. But the big threat is going to be New York City, because what we're hearing, New York City and Long Island and up in there, this thing is going to stall. The tide is coming in tonight, high tide, plus it's a full moon, so it's extremely high tide. It was a blue moon just last night, of course, and then so it's a high tide, and with this hurricane stalling and a ton of rain falling, this is going to be a disaster. So we want to prepare you. 135,000 people already without power. And in New Jersey and Connecticut end up being worse. So I'm giving you this heads up right now. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a wonderful service today at the ffctv.info at Freedom Fellowship today. I did not give a prophecy update because we had other priorities in the service. But what we did do is this. I am setting up that update that is going to be done tonight, a full update tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Let me just do this real fast. Here's what we're going to do. Get ready, folks. But it's going to get really, really, really bad. I'm going to put a shout out right now, if I could, for www.solarwaterheater.com. That's www.solarwaterheater.com. An incredible product. This is an incredible product. You know what? It holds, it only weighs 2.6 pounds, but it will hold 17 ounces. And as you can see, it's got the infrared system. So as the sun is hitting it, it heats up the water on the inside, or tea or coffee. And if it's water and the water need to boil it, it will boil it. This thing will boil it in about 20 minutes if you're in the sun. I'll give you it's got a nice little handle on it there. There you see it. As you open it up, you can see the mirror. So as the sun is hitting it, hitting off the reflective interior, it will heat this thermal glass. Okay, thermal glass, incredible. And I'll show you right here. You take, whenever you're it has the thermal interior. I will show you the glass. And this is why this solar heater is so effective. Man, it will heat it like you wouldn't believe it. It'll bring water to boiling in less than 20 minutes. The hotter the sun, the stronger the sun coming down. Like right now, it's so hot here in Florida, and the sun is so bright. I guarantee you I could probably boil the water in 15 minutes instead of 20. It's just so hot. So what a great product. Just here's what you do. Go to www.solarwaterheater.com. That's www.solarwaterheater.com. I think it's one of the best inventions, products we've ever shown. Okay, now, let me just throw this out there for you. Here's the situation with Hurricane Henri. It is ugly. Put it to where it is. It just made landfall a few minutes ago, 19 minutes ago, as it crashed into Rhode Island. And the situation is this. There's flash flooding in effect right now until 5:45 p.m. Eastern in New York City. So the next 2 hours, and parts of northeastern New Jersey and southern New York. This warning includes more than 11 million people need to be aware of flash flooding possibilities or probabilities. A band of heavy rain associated with Hurricane Henri has stalled over the region since this morning. Remember 3 days ago when I told you this thing was coming up, that the biggest problem, I seen it going to hit the east. I said that, and I see it going to slow down. And here's why I said it. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm not a climatologist. I'm not a weatherologist. Is that something? I don't need none of those things. I'm not even a good weatherman. I don't even play one on YouTube. But I'll say this. I seen the report that 3 days ago that as this thing was going toward the East Coast, there was this current coming out of Canada. It was shifting and was going to meet about the same time as creating a perfect storm. You have the wind coming down out of Canada. You have the hurricane slamming into the east, and you have a rain bomb like Harvey did in Houston. And oh, by the way, it's also going to be high tide in a full moon, which means the surge is going to be 5 to 8 feet high. This is the perfect storm. Now, hopefully we don't have the disaster we had in Sandy, but what I am going to say, it is going to be bad. And this was out of the 3 hurricanes. This one might be the worst, although Fred has killed over 12 people and has left still about 20 missing. But we've even got a worse disaster in Tennessee just from pure rain and flooding. I'll tell you about that in a minute. More than 5 inches of rain is supposed to fall in Central Park in New York City. It fell 5 inches of rain yesterday there. And more than 5 inches of rain is expected to fall again, which you know is going to cause flooding, no big time. And Hurricane Henri is about right now has been downsized to a tropical storm because it's made in landfall, but still the winds are at 50 miles an hour. And it is an ugly situation, and it's really going to get dangerous. Now, 135,000 people without power already in New Jersey, and the Connecticut's governor urges residents to not get complacent, as it will still be a very bad time there. But really, New York City, Rhode Island, New York City, Long Island, New Jersey, parts of southern New York, really going to get, and Connecticut are really going to get hit hard. And don't get complacent either in New Hampshire, okay, and on up even into Massachusetts. This thing is a nasty storm, and our prayers are going out to all of our online church that live in that part of the country. We really didn't want this to happen to you at all. Meanwhile, while that's going on, I could talk about the wildfires in California. I could talk about Afghanistan. I could tell you about Haiti. I could tell you about numerous issues, European fires, all kinds of stuff that's happening, guys. And I'll get that all in tonight, plus more stuff. But I do have some information for you if you're in Tennessee. Here's a story that no one's even talking about. 21 people are dead and dozens are still missing in the Humphreys County after an extreme flooding rocked Middle Tennessee. Came out of nowhere. This is unbelievable. 21 people are dead. Dozens are missing in Humphreys County after severe flooding rocked the community. It happened last night. Crews were going house to house in search of missing people late last night and today. Humphreys County Sheriff Chris Davis told the Tennessean. Now, Davis said the flooding event is the worst he's ever seen in the 28 years he's worked at the department. And power outages and lack of cell phone service has compounded the problem, as portable units will be brought in to help establish communication lines. Also, rural roads and highways throughout Humphreys County were washed away, and the Tennessee National Guard has been deployed to assist in the residents after 12 inches of rain fell in Middle Tennessee, causing a catastrophic flood. No one saw this coming. Everybody was watching Hurricane Henri when a foot of rain fell in Middle Tennessee, creating a catastrophic flood. And more than 15 inches of rain fell in Humphreys County, prompting water rescues, flooding of highways, closing of large sections of Interstate 40, and the Piney River also shattered record water levels never seen before in history, according to the National Weather Service. A state of emergency is in effect right now for Dixon and Hickman and Houston and Humphreys counties. And a flash flood warning remains in effect tonight till midnight as severe weather spurred a tornado last night already in Tennessee. The problem is this: 21 people are dead, dozens are still missing. We could get as high as 50 people dead by the time this is all said and done. And even in McKean, it's 14 and a half inches fell there. It's just disastrous. The Piney River was measured at 32 feet. 32 feet. An insane cresting of that river. People are panicking. It's a disaster of biblical proportion there in Tennessee, in the heart of the country. So America right now and the world under siege, especially what we were seeing in Afghanistan. Don't forget Haiti and many other big time problems we see going on right now. And so I'll be telling you all about it tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern with Sunday Night Live. Are you serious? And 12 people dead in North Carolina from Hurricane Fred, and 21 people dead in Tennessee from incredible rain bomb in the middle of the mountains there. And we don't know how many lives will be lost, hopefully none, in the Northeast in New York City as that hurricane comes ashore. And it's a disaster, and the wildfires, the Dixie Fire, the largest in California history, still raging in California. And large portions of Europe is on fire, and also Israel with fires. So it's a disaster, folks. But Jesus is coming. I don't want you to be, don't let your heart be troubled. Stay focused on the Lord. But this is what we told you was coming. These are the beginning of sorrows. I'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock.